Okay, we are live. This is Therax doing the stream with the Trout here as my co-caster. We have a match today that is week 3 of Tournament of Stars. It's a Division E matchup between Raptor Talons and Sky Rangers of Terra. Oh, Raptor Talons is Team 1, right?
Yes, or team. Yes, no. Team Optic looks like team
Yeah,
one.
Team Optic or Sky Rangers of Terra. They are Team 1 here today.
Let me go ahead and switch them. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Was there anything here I needed to pay attention to? No, let's just put that announcement out now before I forget. I hope I've got everything else good. Okay, so Division E. So Raptor Talons are sitting in first place in the division with 121 points. Team Optic was sitting in third place with 93. Some other teams have played, so we know the results of those matches, but not of this match yet. So I've got them marked down as third place. I imagine once this match is completed, they will be, either in second or third, depending on results. But we have to wait and find out. This should be a relatively good, close match. Team Optic, which is part of the Sky Rangers of Terra unit, but we'll call them Team Optic here. They've got a chance to go for first place here if they perform well, whereas Raptor Talons is trying to solidify their lead in the division.
Oh, I think that ding says both of our combatants are locked.
All right, then
So
I guess we can kick it off here.
excellent.
We're starting off with a 1v1. Got notifications, but I'm going to ignore those. Make the scene switch here before I forget, because that would be less than ideal.
Excellent. And I lied. That notification was my phone, but it was a good segue.
It works for me. Okay, so what we have for the 1v1, everyone who's been paying attention already knows it's Trial Summoners this week. Come on. There we go. Trial Summoners. Both players should be in identical mechs. There are no skill points available to them. They're going to be out here brawling with a pair of UAC 10s. Now, the leg armor is weak on the Summoner. That may or may not be what these players elect to target in this duel.
The weapons are in the torso, aren't they?
Yes, weapons are in the side torsos. And the Summoner center torso is relatively large as well. Fairly easy to spread damage on the Summoner. But both players, because it's a trial mech, they know the exact armor totals for their opponent. So they will know that the legs are weak. Now, that's if you go for the legs and your opponent is skillful at shielding the second leg, it could be very difficult to get that. So I think torsos is the correct meta, but I'm interested to see what these players elect to target. So far, it just looks like spread damage. Oh, looks like Crazy Motorbiker or Mountain Biker is targeting legs there. That looked to me like it was an intentional attempt to go for a leg shot.
Well, Crazy Mountain Biker is kind of jumping all the way around, so...
These players are electing to take this fight at range. They have not closed to brawl, which they both had the option to do and both declined. They are content to try and test their aim at range. Percentages are very close right now. No critical damage yet.
Well.
Okay, an arm comes off. That doesn't matter. Looks like legs are getting weak. Both players, their legs are looking a little bit weaker than their torsos.
Shouldn't have skipped leg day, that's for certain.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the trial mech, they don't have that choice. Now they are brawling, and we have an open leg on Crazy Motorbiker. Now, on the opponent, nothing is open yet, so looks like there is a damage lead here. Well, damage is just about even, but Motorbiker's leg now, whereas nothing's open yet on Ceronius.
Oh, except for the CT just opened up.
Center torso just opened, yeah. This might come down to shielding, and I'm not seeing very... shielding looks weak on Motorbiker.
Oh.
Nope, did not manage to protect that leg. center torso is orange and open, side torso is open and yellow, but the player going for the legs ended up winning this duel.
Yeah. It was very close. I think just like 1 or 2 slots away.
Yeah, it could come down to jams as well. Hard to tell when they are or are not jammed.
There's always the problem with UACs. I feel like I have the worst luck in the world, so my jam chance is probably 2x everybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, should be getting done on the server side of things, but I don't know. Sometimes it just feels something's not right.
No, it's just the Lord of Luck. That's all.
There we go. All right, I got damage stats up on the screen. 210 damage to 308. So actually, the player with the higher damage ended up losing. So, yeah, I guess maybe legs are the correct decision here.
All right. Well,
It's actually 300 damage. That's more than I was expecting. I've seen these duels won with lower damage totals, I do believe.
I mean, Servonis did give up their arms, so
Yeah.
you know.
There's nothing in those arms, so that's just a little bit of damage absorption.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, did I get the scoreboard update? I do believe I did, and this time it's working correctly. This might be the first time that it has, but looks like maybe there's a change to the spreadsheet. So Team Optic has 2 points, 1 for the kill, 1 for the win. And Raptor Talons is looking to get back into it here. Yeah, if there's any streaming issues, let me know. I'll try to find it in chat, but I'm at a 5-minute delay, so no promises that I'll be in time to fix it.
Yep. And I'm also I'll be bringing to you live -5 minutes any questions that you have. Just feel free to shout them out, and I will ask. So Crimson Lizard actually was wondering, can you explain the seagull thing that around Team Optic? Is there an explanation?
I mean, leader is Optic Seagull, so the team is kind of named after their team leader to an extent. That's my understanding. Team's been around for a while, so
Got it.
that'd be.
So
There's 2 different Skyranger Terra units currently, and there have been at various times 1 Skyranger Terra team or 2 different Skyranger Terra teams. I don't know if they've ever had more than 2. So I'm just assuming it's a way to differentiate between the two different teams within the unit.
got it. So because we have 2 bird teams competing, so
yeah. Looks like we have the players logged.
All right.
So we can go ahead and launch here.
And watch.
So a little bit of talk about here. We're playing on the Steiner Coliseum. It's a 2v2, but it is an assault and a light on each team. And I saw that both teams were bringing 130 tons, so they are going very close to maximum tonnage. There's a couple different combinations that could make up that 130. But we know for sure it's 1 assault and 1 light on each team.
So, if you were in their position, where would you be taking this from?
I see 2 different strats. If I was playing the Direwolf Kit Fox combination, I would be playing behind the or on top of the mound here with that Solaris icon on it for either side. That gives you a very good defensive position for any approach, and it also gets your Direwolf arms elevated. You can't play behind the hill with your Direwolf, or you won't have range, or your arms won't clear. We have 6 LBX5s with the Direwolf here from Raptor Talons. They're going up on the ramps, though. They brought a Kit Fox to buffer for it with 4 SRM6s. That will only be either diving the opposing assault or countering a light trying to dive onto the Direwolf. It won't be supporting uh, in the mid-range combat. You could take something else in that regard if you wanted to assist with range trading. On the opposing side here from Team Optic, we have the Ultra 5, Ultra 10 Kodiak. They are playing the back line to protect against any brawl push that might have been coming, but now that they've seen the opposing force, they should be pushing themselves. They're sending the Arctic Cheetah up to challenge with 6 small pulse lasers on that Arctic Cheetah going to harass the direwolf. This is
Looks like he's gonna
risky.
get the drop. Yeah.
Well, he's doing
Looks
a
like
little
he
bit
got
of...
the drop on him. Well, nope.
Direwolf saw him coming in. There's a strike coming out as well. Strikes do work on this map. But the Arctic Cheetah is pop-tarting, so it's managing to dodge most of the returning fire from that LBX-5 direwolf. The Kodiak is not moving up. They are content to just sit back.
When I saw the Kodiak, I thought we were going to see a brawl, but...
I think the Kodiak should be pushing. The 6 LBX-5s probably are going to outtrade the Kodiak at this range. And that's what we're seeing here on the percentages. Very similar on both sides. But the Kodiak has something open. I'm going to go take a look at what it is.
The right CT is open on the right torso.
Right torso is open. Now the Kodiak's got better burst, but they have jams that they are suffering presently, as I can tell.
Oh.
Direwolf is open on side torso as well.
So we got a light V1, 1v1 breaking out over here.
Direwolf is now pushing.
Oh.
This is, I mean, there's a decisive call been made here. Is that Kodiak? Kodiak has lost side torso and cooked to death.
Oh.
And the Direwolf has been side torso, but probably has better heat situation. With those 6 LBX-5s, looks like they are not taking heat damage. So this is going to be up to the Arctic Cheetah. If they can get a kill on the Direwolf to pull back 2 points for the favor of their team.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Team Optic's diving in, picks up the kill. Now there's open side torso on that Arctic Cheetah. And this Kit Fox has been more or less ignored. I don't know what their ammo situation is going to be, but their health situation is very favorable.
Yeah. Optic Seagull is trying to put as much distance between him and the Kit Fox as humanly possible.
Yeah, there's only 3 small pulse lasers remaining on that Arctic Cheetah, but if they can get the Kit Fox to miss enough shots to run out of ammo, or if they can keep range and keep kiting, there's a chance here. The Arctic Cheetah has not lost a side torso, so they still have their maximum speed available. They will be faster than the Kit Fox. 40%.
Well, Kit Fox has 1 open right leg, so that's also...
Alright, as soon as that leg goes off, the Arctic Cheetah will win the fight, as they can just sit outside the SRM range to return minor amounts of tickle damage with the small pulse lasers until they win. Side torso off on Optic Seagull. Now the speed will be more the same between these 2 mechs. Although the Kit Fox is trying to hide that leg behind some cover. They're giving up range here. Not sure about this decision. They have to continue the pursuit, but they need to not lose their leg. So Darling and the mechs against our Optic Seagull, this is not an over fight, even though the percentages look absolutely one-sided right now. No one's shooting currently. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a...
Oh!
Yeah.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, missed the first one, hit the second one. That's it. So Raptor Talons does win the duel, but Sky Rangers of Terror does pick up some points.
And throw that over here. So it looks... It's really interesting. The Sky Rangers of Tierra, they had both the Kit Fox and the Kodiak. They only had 100 damage difference between them. Or I'm sorry, both the Arctic Cheetah and the Kodiak only had about 100 damage in between them. Difference in between them. Which, I know, I would have expected that to be a little bit higher, you know?
Yes and no. The amount of time that the lights survived afterwards, and they were also participating in the fight kind of before the assaults were necessarily committed, like the early pop-tarting from the Arctic Cheetah will have added their damage total slightly. But yeah, it kind of does tell you that the Kodiak Direwolf, they did get killed a little bit earlier, and they also lost a side torso before they were finished fighting, so some of their later volleys of fire wouldn't have been the full weapons that they started with. So we can go on to the next map here, which is going to be the heavy medium fighting it out in the Liao jungle. So that'll be an interesting one to see. I need to check some messages here. Okay, there we go.
So it's also too. I'm gonna take the place of the audience in asking all the silly questions because I am a tier 5 scrub caster, and so chances are I don't even know.
Okay, well, any questions, go ahead and ask away.
Yeah. No, it looked like I mean that one was a pretty straightforward map. It's definitely a lot. They played a lot cagier than us folk down in the G leagues, but so that was really interesting to see. I don't know. I think if I had seen that Kit Fox in a different league and the Arctic Cheetah Arctic Cheetah in a different league, that Arctic Cheetah just would have ran straight into battle.
Yeah, that's the thing about these 1v1 type situations is that, yes, you think the small pulse laser is a brawl weapon and you need to close range, but the reality is against SRMs, the SRMs have spread, the SRMs have a hard max range, whereas the small pulse laser, even if you're outside of your optimal range, you can still deal some damage. So in that particular matchup, the small pulse lasers is the range weaponry. Dueling is all about not just what you brought, but also what your opponent brought. And that's kind of what we saw play out there with the faster mech with the small pulse lasers taking the role of the range kiting mech in that situation. That's the difference between your regular quick play and then dueling in a Solaris type environment. Your role can change based off of what your opponent brought much more than what normally happens in quick play, because quick play there's you're facing like 4v4 type situations where you need to get to that optimal range, as opposed to this dueling type situation where you can just go ahead and try to whittle them down.
So in that situation, do you think the Arctic Cheetah could have done anything different, or were they just it was just a matter of whatever they could do?
They played it out about as well as they could. When they did dive in on the Direwolf after the Kodiak was getting pushed, the Kifox came after them, so they can't abandon their Kodiak.
I hate to interrupt you, my friend, but they are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and launch them.
Go for it.
But yes, right. Can't abandon the Kodiak.
Yeah, you can't leave your teammate in a 2v1 at any point in time in a 2v2. Like it's just over then. I think that they played it pretty well there. I believe it was Optic Seagull in the Arctic Cheetah.
Yep.
They just didn't have enough health at the start of that. Otherwise, I think they would have been able to kite it out. But starting at 40%, they just, it's one hit and they lose a side torso. All right, let's look at Raptor Talons coming in. They brought a Mad Dog. I know that's a mech that they like very much. Yep, it is 2 LBX-20s. And then they brought the Paquette, the Hero Huntsman with 8 SRM-6s, no Artemis. And on the opposing side, we have another of that Paquette build, and an Orion 2C that only has 3 SRM-6 and the 1 LBX-20. So it is not the Orion 2CA that would be the more traditional LBX-20 SRM-6 brawler. Mad Dog actually has the range advantage here. They're playing a little bit standoff to begin with. And we might see another attempt here to drop down with that Huntsman going in for potential backshot. Nope, nobody's going to fall for that. Focus target here is Black Cayman in the Huntsman. There's an early damage lead here. That mech goes down fast. Looked like a leg kill to me. Damn. And now it is that 2v1, and everybody's basically fresh. So the Orion is getting legged here. and there's only one leg remaining. Sniper Man
Yeah.
672 is not going to live long here. Doesn't even have the ability to shield as the Mad Dog just casually walks behind it and delivers the fatal blow. That was completely one-sided.
Iggy though, yeah, Iggy had 2 open legs, so
Yeah, a fair bit of return damage there. I guess it was a little bit closer than I initially thought. But that was just come down to focus fire. One team had both their mechs engaging, the other team had one that was not quite in position when the fight started. And those huntsmen are a little bit fragile. It doesn't take very much for them to go down. Now, assuming that I did everything correctly here, it looks to me like we have a tied game so far, tied match. 8 points each team. So we had neck and neck to start off here with after the brawl. Okay, looking at the damage here real quick. Yeah, Raptor Talons just had more damage dealt. Sniper Man 672 put out 200 damage before going down, but Black came and only managed 110. Whereas on the opposing side, the Huntsman managed to stay alive and put out 260, and the Mad Dog C variant also had a 281 damage. So it just adds up to higher numbers. Pretty simple to understand, I think.
I am going to agree with you there. As my eyes tend to glaze over.
Yeah, the team with the most damage doesn't always win the duel, but it's a good indicator.
Definitely. So, big shout out to just checking in on the chat, and big shout out to Crimson Lizard. Thank you, my tier 5 brethren, for throwing it out there. Let's see. So, Lady Elkato compliments the Arctic Cheetah back on the original, on the Steiner Coliseum that our viewers have just seen. So,
yeah,
good on you all.
It was well played. Didn't work out, but you know.
Yep.
So right. I guess let's set up for the next drop here. We have a 5v5. The next 4 drops are all going to be 5v5 portions of this. It's all clan mechs only. Everybody knows that by now. It's a 200-ton limit here on the next drop, and it's going to be on Tourmaline Desert, playing around Theta as the cap point. I'm expecting a brawl. I don't think that caps are going to be overly relevant here. From what I've seen in these 200-ton drops, everyone's moving fast and is... Sometimes you see an attempt to kite, but it's so easy to just put together a 200-ton drop deck of Vipers and Arctic Wolves and just call it a day. Drop deck more or less builds itself.
Team 1 is locked, and we're waiting on just for Team 2 to lock now. So do you think either of these teams are the sort that we'll see, some sort of like wacky sort of play, like Lerms or something like that?
No.
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 It's all very, very serious.
These teams play it pretty straight. Raptor Talons has a couple mech choices that they prefer that are a little bit unconventional. They do like the Mad Dog, rolling Mad Dogs like the C variant, or the Stormcrow is another mech that they're very fond of. But I don't expect to see oddball strategies. I don't know if I've ever seen an LRM strat out of either of these teams. They do have a long history, both these teams. I don't know all of their matches, but I'm not smelling LRMs.
Well, we are locked on both teams.
Yeah,
so
both
ready to
teams.
rock and
Okay.
roll.
Yeah, go ahead and launch. Skyranger's Terra, the Team Optic, they brought 195 tons, whereas Raptor Talons brought the full 200. 5 tons isn't a big deal, but that might tell us that they're doing something different than the 40 tons times 5. There are options to kite here. There are spires you could get up into with like a Shadow Cat or something of that nature. maybe a Hunchback 2C. It's possible that we'll see a little bit of range play from these teams, but I don't think we're going to see anything too off the wall.
Excellent. So chat being just one match behind us is throwing out that Sank is a hunk of a Met pilot, and with quite a bit of agreement there. So Saint, when you're watching this back, just let you know, chat's got your back this one.
Yeah, St. Dane is a very skilled veteran pilot. I'm looking at drop mechs coming in here. Skyrim Zatera or Team Optic. We have Vipers, ER Mead light machine guns, so that's mid-range on 2 of those. Let's check the builds on the other 2. We've got a Fury Jenner 2C, which is ER large light machine gun. So they do have a fair bit of range here. It's only 3 ER Meads per Viper, but that does still add up. And let's get the builds out on Raptor Talons.
It's a whole bunch of Splat Wolves, I believe.
Yeah, Viper for them is heavy machine gun ER micro. Arctic Wolf is SRMs.
These 4 and 6s all the way down.
Yeah, these are Arctic Wolf 1s, so they don't have jump jets. That may or may not become relevant if this turns into a kiting match.
Wow.
As we do have a range overwatch position set up, I believe that's going to be that Jenner 2C and that R Spire with those 2 ER large and the mass machine guns. So this is actually kite versus brawl. So this might matter for Theta as we see Raptor Talons start their push. They're holding up here as they are identifying what their opponents brought. They see blue lasers, they see yellow lasers. They know this is not going to be a straightforward brawl. So they're getting on the cap point, but they put too many members on there. Anytime any of them get shot, the cap stops. So they want to put one mech on it behind the cap as they are... Well, they were looking at doing it. They decided not to. They are ignoring the cap point. So they could try to hide a mech and take the cap in the face of that ER large, but the Jenners now drop down as the Raptor Talons are making an initial movement here to start their push. Actually, Theta got flipped there with a trailer for Raptor Talons. They're just going to push in here. They're not going to wait it out.
Uh-oh.
They're scattered. Viper and one of the Arctic Wolves are getting out ahead of the remainder of their team. I'm seeing damage. If that damage is going to the legs, this could be problematic. Sniper Man might be caught here. But those Arctic Wolves, if they go in the pit, they don't have jump jets. They can't get back out. So the Viper can jump out, as we are seeing, and those Arctic Wolves cannot. They are going to be taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Arctic Wolf, though. Both open legs and a back. So...
And they're coming back out of the pit here. St. Dane is now kind of engaging 1v... Well, 1v... Can't catch anyone. The Arctic Wolves just do not have the speed to keep up with those Vipers.
Well, and outside of Sniper Man, the Sky Rangers Tierra looking actually pretty fresh with all their Vipers.
Viper for Raptor Talons, both legs are open on Iggy. Now, Team Optic has bunched up now. The Viper's legged. It will be going down shortly. But this gives somewhere for Raptor Talons to push to. Now there are mechs grouped up, but their legs are going to be getting open. Yeah, Crazy Motorbiker here, or Mountain Biker, has a leg that is open orange. Looks like they are legged now. This is the type of drop that Team Optic needs to be able to claw their way back up to the top of the division. As this is the type of win that you can the type of match you can decisively win here. There is a Viper being caught, 70%. Is there anything? Yes, it is legs. Servonis is going down.
Goodbye.
So that is a
nice
kill.
knowing you.
And there are still 3 mechs up for Raptor Talons. If they can find another victim that they can catch out here. All their legs look... Well, they still have armor. Nothing's open. But they need to find someone who's a little bit too slow to run away, or that they can run into a corner. St. Dane's leading the push here. 66% open yellow leg now, as they are being the focus target. They're about to get legged. It's going to be up to Lunar Storm to end the that's
a cherry red other leg too. So
yep. Yeah, St. Dane can maybe hide in a crater, but ultimately the Vipers are going to get them at range.
Not with that Jenner and the ER large lasers.
Yeah, so
I had
it's
it.
3v2, but the two have no way of catching the three, so
Uh,
um, the timer's running once again, but that's not really hope for a win. I don't
yeah.
know if there are really any options
Sorry.
here. This is just rather unfortunate. Basically a mech lab loss.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have to give it out to Optic Seagull though. That was a pinpoint shot to the leg from like 600-700 meters. So that
Yeah.
was while they were in moving. So it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, good target calling. Everyone on the team knows how to kite. Like as a team leader, you can't micromanage kiting. Your players either know how to do it or they don't. But you can still call a target. Your team can focus out the legs on a specific target, preferably whoever's the closest to them, whoever's leading the push. And
I did.
you get.
I didn't think the wind was strong enough here to do kites, but you know.
We have no idea how windy it is here. I don't hear wind when I'm playing this map, but I'm also inside a giant war
That's
machine
true.
stomping around with giant metal feet. So Lunar Storm's lagged,
Oh,
and this is just, you know, it's been over
are they
for a
just trying to?
while. Raptor Talons did manage to pick up 2 kills, so that would be 3 points in their favor. That's very good for them, picking up that second kill, which is worth 2. The first kill is only worth the 1. But
Lunar Storm, his last leg is open and orange. So
yeah, there are mechs coming in close. Maybe they can get a lucky shot. Nope.
So if the Arctic wolves had just run away at that point, was it so far gone that
Um,
Sky Rangers could not have come back and cap points, or
no, the
I don't
cap
know.
points weren't nearly far enough. The Sky Rangers could just
Right.
with a 1 cap over 5 minutes get the points back and get the win on the caps there. Sky Rangers also
What
wouldn't
it?
have settled for winning on the caps. They would have continued the pursuit, but they would have.
Mm-hmm.
They appear to know what they're doing well enough that they wouldn't have like face checked at point blank range around a corner. They would have gone wide on the corners with one mech to see if there's somebody around it, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
by doing so, taking multiple angles, they can find ways to put damage in no matter where those Arctic wolves tried to hide. I don't think there's
Mm-hmm.
a cave you can go in that they wouldn't be able to find an angle to whittle you down at 400 meters. So
Got it.
it, because the one team knew how to kite and the two teams brought totally different styles of builds, it just was over from the moment the drop occurred. Just well played on Skyrim of Terror. They thought this out. They took a winning strat and they played it right. You can play this wrong. Lots of teams can play this wrong. In the lower divisions, seeing a drop deck like Team Optic is playing doesn't really scare me because they're just not going to be able to execute it. But up here in Division E, apparently these teams are capable of doing it. So, well played.
Lord knows I've failed the execution multiple times. So
Yeah, not exactly something I'm overly skilled with either.
So what is the point of no return? Like if you have the one cap point, how long, and you've been holding it, how long do you have to hold it before you know that there's no catching up for the other team unless your team gets wiped?
My math skills are not sharp, and it doesn't help that the cap points in here they don't line up nicely. It's you get 1 cap point every 1.6 or 1.7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I believe that easiest way to do it is just to look at um, how long you've had the cap under your control. Like if you've had it under your control for 5 minutes, your opponents will need to have it under their control for 5 minutes, right? So that's the easy
Got
way
it.
of doing the calculations. And what I was seeing there is that it was there were still over 5 minutes remaining, and the two Arctic wolves were not going to be able to control the cap. So that's when you know it's just over. You can't try and
Mm.
do a cap something or other. That's just um yeah, no hope.
Just insanity.
Yeah, and it's not that Raptor Talons misplayed at all. I don't think that there really was anything they could do better. Their opponents needed to make a mistake for the Raptor Talons to be able to capitalize, and that mistake did occur once or twice. They did pick up 2 kills, but their mechs are not fast enough to catch up with the Vipers, and the Vipers outrange them. Like that's just and some maps it wouldn't work, some maps it does work. Tourmaline Desert's actually fairly wide open, so on that map you can kite for days. On something like Solaris City, you are not going to be able to kite. And actually, Solaris City is our next map that is coming up here.
That was a hell of a segue. No wonder you're a pro.
Yeah, I do what I can. We can look at the damage here on the screen. I've got it popped up. Basically, it's pretty one-sided. We've got Vipers with over 400 damage, and on the Raptor Talons, we have a 0 bomb from one player who actually lived the longest, I believe, but they never got into range, and like nobody on Raptor Talons has more than 165 damage. It's just completely one-sided, and it's not a skill issue. They lost in the mech lab. That is they one player threw paper, the other player threw rock. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's bring your missile launchers next time.
Yeah, I mean they might have done better with a Lerm strat here.
So you've heard my cast. You knew what you were getting into when I got on board. So, the question I have is, I've always felt that Team 2 in Solaris City has the advantage because it's easier for them to get the high ground. Is that your assessment as well, or?
Oh man, you're gonna ask me a hard question like that.
Of course, gotta keep you on your toes.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up. Where is my map here? There's City Conquest. Let's put that up on the screen. And then I should send you a link to that, or I forget. I'll give it to you in Discord. That's the map room that I'm going to be using. Okay, so the cap point on here is Epsilon. Should double check that. I think it's Epsilon. I don't think it's Kappa. It's one of the side caps. I believe it is Epsilon.
You are correct.
Okay, good. Good. I hate being wrong. Okay.
There will be a score at the end of this test.
So Team 2 has access to the parking structure, I believe. There's a parking structure somewhere near the Theta Cap. Is it this building, maybe? I think it's that building.
This one right here that they can get on top of?
Somewhere in this vicinity. So yeah, I guess they have the high ground advantage, kind of, but at 300 tons, it's pretty easy to bring a lot of jumping brawlers or kiting mid-range stuff. So I don't think either team's really advantage with this tonnage because just how mobile the fight ends up being.
Well, on that note, we're about to find out because we have both teams locked and ready to launch.
Okay.
So here we go. All right, checking in with chat. Well, nope, looks like somebody was explaining kiting, which is just the staying away from someone so they can't shoot you, but you can shoot them. Thanks, Hawk Sarah, for mentoring people in chat. Let's see, and Godot as well, helping out. So it's always nice. That's one of the best things about this. Like this, I think the reason why I've been playing this game quite a bit since I first started was just the community here is just so amazing.
All right, here we go. Players are coming in. And I'm looking at Skyrim Zatera. They are bringing an assault, 2 assault mechs. Wow, so they've min-maxed their tonnage here, bringing a couple of those big boys mixed in with some smaller, faster stuff. Stormcrow, this is what I'm talking about. Raptor Talons, it's a UAC 20 small pulse ear micro Stormcrow. Something you're not likely to see from other teams. They have a paquette with that 8 SRM6, no Artemis. The Scorch with LBX-20s, SRM6s, no Artemis, and a second one of that Scorch, Marauder 2C Hero. They're looking to get up close and personal and blow some faces off. They're backing it up with Mistlings, with heavy machine gun ear micro. That's what's allowing the tonnage for those assaults.
Yep. And let's see. Let's jump over to the Raptor Talons. Let's see again. A Viper, Huntsman, and Summoner. The Viper is actually kind of getting out ahead, and with its heavy machine guns and ER micros to do some scouting, a little bit of pop tarting. And then jumping over to the rest of their team, they're taking the interior city route. And I believe, I'm going to bet, yes, they are. They are a lot of SRM6 summoners.
Yeah.
And the Huntsman. Did you already say that? Am I just saying things you already said?
No, I don't think so.
Nope. Okay, cool. So I'm really good at that, actually.
Yeah,
So.
all of their mechs except for the Viper are bringing 8 SRM6s, no Artemis. They will be looking to face hug. Viper was getting a scout around the cap, probably picking up what the opposing force is bringing. They're standing underneath the UAV anyways, so everyone knows by now what the Sky Rangers of Terra are bringing. These summoners will need to get in close to deal their damage, but those LBX-20s are going to be punishing. That said, I think the DPS advantage lies with Raptor Talons, so they do want to be pushing this. They want to get in there. Black Cayman's trying to hide. They've already legged on that Marauder 2C. They're doing a good job shielding as the dive comes in on them. Lunar Storm is legged in their Summoner.
Ooh.
And Black
Zerny's been
down.
broken off. It's a 2v1 on Zerny.
Yeah, we've got...
It's like
big brawl
Optic
here. Everyone's
Seagull.
going down. Looks like it's going Raptor Talon's favor right now, although it's still low percentages here. Stormcrow is maybe the next call target. Both legs are open on the Stormcrow from Sky Rangers as it goes down.
Yeah. Alright, those summoners are really putting in some work.
Yeah, actually it was the Sky Rangers team Optic brought the Stormcrow. My bad on that.
Yes,
I'm seeing
Sky
a lot
Rangers
of heat
are going
damage.
down so fast it's like a Fallout Boy reunion concert.
Alright, last one up is that Mistlynx. Mistlynx is fresh, might be able to pick up a kill or two here. Looks like one of the summoners is legged. Gas Boy's not moving very fast. And actually the Viper's about to be legged too. The Mistlynx get a leg here and then kite out the remaining Stormcrow. There's a faint hope clause here where Sniperman might be able to outplay the Summoner, keeping at range, dodging those non-Artemis SRM6s until...
Not with an open left leg.
Ammo runs out, or maybe they can, I don't know. Mistlynx is, this is a tall ask.
Double open legs now.
They could play for the win here. It's unlikely they would get it, or they could dive in to try and pick up one kill, get their team another 2 points. Mistlynx is at under 50% now, still being pursued by that summoner that has both its legs remaining. Nothing's open on the Crazy Motorbiker or Mountain Biker. Not sure which one it is.
We had a debate. You have an R in your name. Just saying. You fix that.
Oh no, Mistlynx is legged. There's no opportunity to get a kill here. They go down.
Crazy MTR biker was able to just SRM them in the face, and that really finished it off.
Yeah. The 2 heavily wounded mechs still alive on the side of Raptor Talons, and Mistlynx might have been able to pick up one of those if it had just gone for the dive instead of trying to kite out for the win. That's the difference between playing for the win and playing for the points, and ultimately the Mistlynx got neither the win nor the points, which is, you know, you could try to be the hero, or you can just go for the easy route. I go for the easy route because I'm, you know, I just accept that I'm not exceptional.
I can feel that deep in my soul. So, so I guess with them being as close as they are, was Raptor Talons, do you think, or I'm sorry, with Spider-Man of Optic Seagulls, but do you think like them just even staying away and denying the 1 point would have been a good play? So,
probably not. I mean, coming into this, Team Optic was in 3rd place, not in 2nd, and they're not. It's close between, you know, multiple teams in the division right now, so it's a little bit early in the league to be worried about denying your opponent's points as opposed to being worried about trying to get as many points as possible for your team. So I think playing for points instead of playing to deny points would be the better move. And I hate to see
God.
somebody running high. Like, I know in a points-based league where it's down to kills, I'm not going to criticize someone in that week 5 head-to-head match between first and second if they go and hide their no hope of winning type mechs or whatever, right? If you're open CT or you're out of ammo or whatever, I'm not going to criticize them for hiding. But I do like to see players fight it out. We have a team swap right here. I'm going to switch the overlay before I forget.
Yep, I got the teams have all been swapped, and I am pulling up Viridian Bog.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time here. I'm going to run through the previous damage here before I move on. Out of the winning team, Raptor Talons, we have Crazy Motor or Mountain Biker coming up with 600 damage dealt in their Summoner B. Right behind them in the Huntsman is Iggy with 450. Lower damage totals on the rest of the team. I would have thought that somebody else would have more damage there, but we're looking at under 250 for, or 270 for the 3 between the Viper and the other 2 Summoners. So even the surviving Viper and Summoner, they never really got the chance to deal significant damage there. Although they did pick up kills, so, you know, it isn't all about the damage. On the opposing side, Optic Seagull in that Huntsman managed to put out 530 damage before they went down. The Stormcrow with that UAC 20 red laser build put up 400 damage, 430. Lower damage totals than the rest of their players. Nobody significantly low. We've got a 320 to 240 range there between the remaining 3 players. And team damage, I'm going to point that out. Nice brawl here in close quarters. The highest team damage is only 38. There's a pair of players tied with 24, one other player with 11. Nobody else has double digits. So that doesn't look to me like anyone was throwing a strike down in the middle of a brawl, which is a classic move. A little bit disappointed.
It's one of my favorite moves.
I am a big fan of the Danger Close Strike.
That's Jimmy was not, though, when I shot him in the back and he died. So being my teammate after all.
I think there's an art to the Danger Close Strike, and I will not apologize for it.
Excellent. You and I would make for great friends and very, very quick matches. So with Team 1 is locked.
Okay.
But so if we want to swap over to the map, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Like, I feel like Team 2 has much better options for a range strat in this map because, you know, again, Theta is what you're getting. I don't really feel like Team 1 has a lot of points that they can actually overwatch from. Like, you have this one down here, you have Echo 4. Maybe if you're quick up to Delta 5, where I feel like Team 2, it just has just all this stuff. Like, they start off on the cliff, they can go all the way there if they want, you know, up here's a good spot.
There's good overwatch positions for both sides, and part of it is how much does Theta even matter. Like, you might see players playing out by Kappa just because they want to take the prominent trading locations, and early on, if there's a brawl, then they've got a good way to repel. But this Fox 4 location is premier, absolutely stellar location.
We have 2 things. One, both of our teams are locked and ready to go. And number 2, we have confirmation by the person themselves that it is Crazy Motorbiker, not Mountain Biker.
Okay, Crazy Motorbiker, not Mountain Biker.
Excellent.
Got it.
Yes.
I remembered incorrectly.
Sweet. All right, let's rock and roll.
Okay, so we've got a 400-ton limit here. That gives a lot of options available to both teams. Be interesting to see what kind of mechs they brought.
All right.
And here we go. I'm looking at Raptor Talons. We've got Mad Cat Mark 2B mid-range Daka push. We've got how many of those do? Let's count them up. Come on, let me look at you. 1, 2, 3, 4 identical Mad Cat Mark II builds, and 1 Viper. There we have
so
a heavy machine gun era micro Viper. That is a brawl Viper, not a kiting Viper.
So over here on the Sky Ranger of Tierra side, we have a pair of gargoyles with a large pulse laser, or a gargoyle with what was it? With oh wow, a lot of micro lasers, a couple heavy large lasers. We had Timberwolf the hero mech with large pulse lasers or some regular pulse lasers. The same with the other Papa Spud in the other Timberwolf. The only thing I haven't seen yet is the Blood Asp, which is going to be yep. So Optic Seagull and the Blood Asp is a lot of ER large lasers and a couple small pulse lasers.
There's
So
one
it
weird.
looks like
Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, it just looks like Sky Rangers Tiara want to play like kind of a middle distance sort of game.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Mid-range vomit on both the Timberwolves and the Gargoyles. I'm going to point out one of these Timberwolves has a bit of a funny build. The Timberwolf S from Papa Bud is avoiding using the ear on the Timberwolf, so it has a better profile, less of a vulnerability defensively, but it's missing a pair of ear meats because of that decision.
Hmm.
Interesting to see there. We've got a push coming in. It is a slow push with those Mad Cats, but they are not going to hold up and trade given the situation they're facing. I want to check that Viper. I know it's at 72%. It took some early damage. Is anything open on that? Both legs are open on that Viper, so Darling has to be careful.
Oh my darling. Oh my darling.
Mad Cats continue to push forward. They're not going to hold up.
All right.
If they can get.
is looks like a little bit of a delaying action, and Servanis is rotating out with a
Oh,
open center torso.
yeah, they need to
Trying
drop.
Yep. But oh, they're trying. Oh, they just barely made
Did
it
make
over
the
before
cliff, but
they
they're
got
going to go
killed.
down in seconds here. Something's going to finish them
Yeah.
off. Might be that Viper. Be the
That
machine
Viper
gun fire.
really wants it.
Yeah, Viper picks up the kill.
Hey,
It
the
remains
Viper
of
got some snake.
Team Optic continue to try and kite back. Papa Spud is the next victim here. They're going to be going down right shortly. That Timberwolf does not have the armor to face up against all those Mad Cats. Timberwolf has been halved.
Black Cayman is pulled way back from their team.
Yeah, so the Timberwolf goes down,
with,
but that has bought time for the rest of Team Optic to pull back. St. Dane is legged in their Mad Cat, will not be able to continue the push. Still within range, so they can put out some damage, but they're not going to be able to continue the pursuit here. Optic Seagull needs to pull back, and I don't know if they've got teammates that can cover them, as we've got Chef Godzilla, both legs are open, coming around the corner here against Optic Seagull. Optic Seagull has to drop them in order to be able to fight their way out of this corner they've backed into. Does manage to get the kill, but both side torsos are open on that on the hero Blood Asp. Picks up a kill on the Mad Cat. Good job there from Optic Seagull. But now they've got another mech pushing them, and they're powered down, it looks like. Optic Seagull was maybe overheated there.
Yep, and Spiderfoot finishing them off.
Spiderfoot.
Crazy Mountain Biker's been legged, even though they look like they're fresh. They are.
Both Mad Cats are legged then. So yeah, might have stripped some leg armor there. This is winnable.
Yeah.
Gargoyle is open for Black Cayman, but Sniper Man is basically fresh. And is that Viper legged as well? I know their legs were weak earlier.
I don't. No, it looks like they have both legs.
No, they are.
No,
legged.
they only have one leg.
So this is very, very winnable. They need to choose their angles. Theta's being taken here by those Mad Cats. There isn't really anything else they can do other than, well, they're not on the cap presently. They should be.
It looks like they got blood. They've got blood, the taste of blood in their mouths, and they just want a piece of that spider.
Yeah, Gargoyle has to be very careful. The double tap could take them out, but Sniper Man, it's going to be hard to get a leg. I'm assuming that they're correctly shielding on the Raptor Talon side. Their players should have the skill required to keep the one leg behind the other.
If there's any time that Sniper Man needed to live up to their name, it's right now.
Yeah, they could switch to center torso on those UAC Mad Cats. They would have to keep facing their target while they're shooting. And if the Timberwolf is putting an alpha out and dodging most of the return fire, they should be able to get the kills on those Mad Cats without taking overly significant amounts of damage. This is definitely winnable. It's whether or not the player skills are there. This is a winnable position, but it's not guaranteed. The cap is being taken now by the Viper,
Oh, there it goes.
so there is some pressure on the side of Skyrim and Terra, but they do have, I would guess, somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 minutes to pick up the kills here on those Mad Cats, and then they can take Theta even. I don't think they even have to. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how much time they have, but they do have time. They're just trying to find a better angle here. Maybe they can get that second leg instead of having to go through the center torso. But they do need to be finding that angle.
If we go by math, since they took it, the Raptor Talons took it at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, that means that Sky Rangers of Tierra have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to kind of mess around before they have to take something.
Looks like Crazy Motorbiker is looking in the wrong direction. They don't know where that rotation has occurred to. But Spiderfoot 5 here has an excellent position here, guarding their rear leg. And they've basically hauled down behind a piece of cover. There's also lily pads that may or may not be visible to these players that are obscuring vision.
Which is interesting. It is a user.cfv or user config modification that you can make, which is completely legal.
Yeah. So we don't know whether or not these players see these lily pads that are making it difficult for me to be able to see the Mad Cats hiding in amongst this giant foliage. They're taking their time here. Team Optic needs to. I mean, they're trying one side, then trying the other. I think they need to split up into two different grids and shooting from the like 500 meters away at these Mad Cats.
Do like a pincer maneuver.
Yeah, just to you have one guy step out, take a shot, then you have the other guy step out, take the shot. The Mad Cat never can feel comfortable, like hovering one location with their weapons, waiting for someone to peek. But they're instead electing to stack up here. Black Cayman and Sniper Man, trying to play the same angle.
They are following the traditional D&D lore or logic of never split the party. So
yeah, I normally never split the party, but when your opponents are legged and don't have any closing speed, then you can go ahead and start splitting and working your angles.
Yeah. Apologies for the dog in the background. My little baby Lily wants attention.
Well, they're going to have to wait for the conclusion of this exciting drop here. There's less than 4 minutes remaining as the cap points are ticking over to even. So now we know whoever controls the cap for the next 1 minute and, well, let's say 50 seconds will be able to have a cap win here, assuming that not all of the mechs go down. We have a kill on that Spider Foot 5. Did not manage to get the leg twisted around as the angle did change. And Crazy Motorbiker is open on their leg as well. That leg is not being shielded quite correctly as they are making that last adjustment.
Yeah, you still want to call them mountain biker.
I thought it was that. I somehow I messed up. Nope.
Oh, wow, look at that shot. Sniper Man
gets that
lived
kill.
up. Yeah, totally living up to their name.
Now they can get that cap.
Sliver of leg.
Okay, the interesting thing here is that Viper might be able to get Black Cayman. If no, the Vipers revealed their position already. The Black Cayman will be pulling back now to save their mech, not lose their mech. And we have Sniper Man coming in to pick up the kill without risking any loss. Viper's trying to get jumping over the face-checking Timberwolf or blocking Timberwolf, trying to get the kill on that Gargoyle, but did not manage to pick it up. Well played from Skyrange Terra. They sacrificed the mechs when they needed to stall the push, and then managed to find the angles, get the win in the end here.
Yeah, right there at the end, I think Darling probably got a little bloodlusty. We saw Black Cayman come around and was like, "I got this." Unfortunately, just a little bit of premature murder. I guess attempted murder is what they call that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good try. Good try from the Viper. Good situational awareness, trying to pick up the kill on the Gargoyle. Ignoring the healthier mech in front. That was a closer range, trying to pick up the more distant target. Just didn't succeed. But demonstrated they definitely knew what they were doing.
I am going to step away for a moment.
Yep. No issue. It's going to be like another, I don't know, 30 seconds of walking here before somebody manages to get the cap points to take over correctly.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Actually, that Gargoyle has one of their heavy, large lasers crit out. Interesting. Mildly interesting. That's actually a Hero Timberwolf, the Warrant. There's no jump jets on that mech. Or they maybe are not bringing ECM. No, they do have the ECM, so there are no jump jets on Sniperman 672's Timberwolf Warrant. Okay, is that... Yes, it is correctly displaying the correct match stats there.
All right, and we're back. The beast has been satiated.
Okay, got the kills entered correctly. Okay, so we're going on to the last map. Last map, 500 ton limit on Terra Therma Crucible. So 500 tons, also known as unlimited, as MechWarrior Online does not have any mechs that are over 100 tons. Damage recap from the last drop. Let's go through that. We've got a pair of Mad Cats coming up with 600 damage from Crazy Motorbiker and Saint Dane. Then Spiderfoot 5 with 400 damage, and Chef Godzilla with just under 500. The Viper from Darling only put up 200 damage. They had weak legs early on, had to play more cautious, and then when they were legged, they didn't really have an opportunity to do much other than try to survive. Out of Team Optic, lower damage numbers for a number of their players, but Sniperman and Black Cayman were the two remaining pilots. They each came up with just under 600 damage each, and a number of kills. Optic Seagull picked up a pair of kills during that push, and put out 330 damage before they went down, and lower damage numbers off of the other two players who were sacrificed rather early at the beginning of that push. Bought their team time to get full range though, and get the legs off those Mad Cats. So very good job there from Team Optic legging their opponents, buying the time they needed to whittle them down.
Looking forward, because looking back in the past, it's just full of tears for me. On this next map, Terra Therma Crucible, it looks like with the point placement, they really want people to duke it out in this donut in the center. But do you think we'll be seeing some of that, or do you think it's going to be a case where like people want to snipe from the outside and see what they can do?
These are questions that I don't have answers to, and I would have loved to see what a Div A or Div B team was going to do here, but I haven't had the chance to rewatch one of their matches. What I've seen from lower divisions is that teams do just kind of either push up toward Theta and either brawl or receive their opponents brawling. But I know that there's going to be an opportunity for a team that has taken the time, done the homework, ran the scrims, the practices, gone into testing grounds. There are going to be positions around the outside of the cauldron that could be used to set up probably executioners with ERPPCs and just do some sniping work while encircling your opponents who foolishly went to try and go for the cap point and and now are suffering the consequences of being in fish in a bowl or fish in a barrel while you shoot in on them.
I've been there. It's no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a scrim
Actually,
where that happened to us. We did end up managing to counter it, but that's a team that was doing their homework and figuring out whether or not they were able to pull it off. So I don't know if either of these teams are going to go for that. If I did know, I wouldn't want to say. So we'll see what happens here. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Guess. I mean, why would you not want to say we're 5 minutes into the future?
Teams are locking in and dropping here.
All right.
So
well, I mean,
we have 480 tons out of Raptor Talons, or 490, and 500 tons out of Skyrinches of Terra.
Yeah. My money, if I was a betting man, just because we have scrimmed with them before, is that we might see a little bit of a range game out of Raptor Talons, but who knows? It might have just been them dunking on the noobs.
Yeah, or trying to figure out if they could do it, and
yeah, but it's probably more likely
they might have decided that they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I think it's a difficult strat to pull off. So,
yeah.
Well, this map is beautiful when you're in spectator view and you can get above all the ash.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got teams coming in. I'm going to be looking at the blue team here, which is Raptor Talons on this drop.
All right, I will go over to the red.
Need to turn on some spotlights here so I can look at these maps. We've got a Blood Asp with Ultra 10, Ultra 5, and some ER Meads on top of that. That will be ToS2. Not really sure about the ER Meads. And then we've got... What? Is this the wrong map? Oh no, this is the wrong map.
Oh shoot, this is Tierra Crucible, right? Did I mess this up?
Yeah, it's the we are on the wrong map. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay, I'm gonna put something up on screen here, or well, it's kind of too late, but whoops.
All right, somebody has decided that fireworks are going to be a thing.
Oh man. Well, no wonder why it didn't look quite right. Happened. Why are there two different maps named Terra Therma? I mean, there's three maps named Forest Colony, so what am I talking about?
Yep.
Our apologies here. That's what happens when you try to do a map strat. Things go badly. Yeah.
It's amazing how much you have to juggle when you're doing this. Optic Seagull is about boom, and that's game.
All right.
Go ahead and try this again. Like, I feel like this is the worst kind of fuck up that I just made right here, because it's like, like if you do a radio broadcast, it's, but like you're actually affecting the game.
Yeah.
Therma. Crucible.
We're dealing with it. Right. We'll be okay.
Double check. Good to go. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it looks good to me. So whenever the teams are ready, now the teams are allowed to change up their mechs in a redrop. So, we could see some things change here.
I hope not.
They might want a few minutes to make adjustments.
I feel like I just accidentally told somebody their Christmas present, you know?
Hey, it's not that bad. We have a lockout of Team 1 at 490 tons. Same as what they had previously, I believe.
And then Papa Spud is the last remaining person to lock for Sky Rangers. Looks like they also did not switch tonnage, so. Alright.
Okay, then we can
Let's go!
get into this. So 490 tons on Raptor Talons and 500 tons on Team Optic. Not a big difference. Nobody's trying to do anything sneaky with their tonnage, with their strat here based off those tonnages. We're not going to see a Viper Rush or something like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this looks more like that gray ash that I was expecting.
Well, the regular Tierra Therma is very beautiful.
This map also looks good. It's just a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to be looking at Sky Rangers Terra in the red as they come in.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop
And
getting your
Kodiak with AC-10 ERPC, Direwolf with 7 UAC-2, Direwolf with 8 LBX-2, and Direwolf with 7 UAC-2. What is the last Direwolf from Optic Seagull? It is 7 AC-2. Okay. Or Ultra AC-2, so UAC-2. Okay. They're running
over
7
on-
UAC-2, not 8.
Yeah, over here on the Raptor Talon side, we're looking at a bunch of dire wolves, and they're all running UAC 5 and UAC 10s, and then we have one blood ass who is running AC 5s, ER Meads, and one AC 10. That being a much faster mech, looks like what Raptor Talons is hoping to do is they're hoping to hold the center and force Sky Rangers to come to them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at paint schemes here as we have a little bit of time. We have a Care Bear with a skull from the Direwolf on Sky Rangers.
Because I can't, and I mean it all in good fun. It looks like we have a clock on the back of Spider-Man, Sniper Man. Is that? No, that's their logo.
Okay, okay. That would have been too good.
Yeah, I was hoping.
All right, Blood Asp makes it to the center first. They are the fast mech here. So taking the cap, and how long are they going to stay in that cap? Nope, they're moving out almost as soon as they take it. A little bit of early fire here from those direwolves across. They do have an angle, I guess, where they can see bridge to bridge. But these Ultra 10, Ultra 5s will not outtrade that UAC-2, LBX-2. They will need to push here. So Raptor Talons are now moving into the Caldera. The Blood Asp is engaging 1v a bunch. That is not going to go well. 81% already for Darling. They need to pull out before they lose any more armor.
That was
Both teams are pushing the Caldera.
Yeah.
Darling, get out of here.
Sky Rangers they really want Darling dead.
I mean, anytime you have an advantage, go ahead and start pushing, you know? And they've got that mech down to 60%. Looks like Darling might make the corner and get out alive. Lose an arm, but they keep their side torso. 49%. Optic Seagull's taken significant damage as well. Nothing open yet. Darling goes down.
Oh, my darling.
Rest of Raptor Talons in their direwolves did not manage to push fast enough to save their Blood Asp. Optic Seagull is an open side torso. I'm seeing heavy damage on the side of the Raptor Talon. St. Dane is open side torso, open center torso now. So some of the other
really
teammates need to
Artie.
step up and get some angles here.
And Zort looks like
Both teams just trying to find their angles. We have open center torso on Spider Foot 5. Oh, beautiful artillery strike right in the center of Sky Rangers Terra, or Team Optic.
Yeah, Raptor Talons have definitely been dropping the arty quite well, but
yeah, multiple mechs are open on both sides. These direwolves from Team Optic are slowly pushing forward. They are all open, but they are picking up the kills, so it's working out for them, this slow push. Lunar Storm has an opportunity here to pick up a kill or two. open center torso themselves. Is there a UAV?
Yeah.
No. Can they launch a UAV? Get that information as to where they're getting pushed from. They're about to get hit on the left here. They seem unaware.
Ooh,
Lunar Storm's going to go down.
yep.
Doesn't get the opportunity to
We're
return the kill. A UAV would have been very valuable there, but
right,
the UAV was late.
right in the back. Oh, so crazy motorbiker is now getting 5v1'd.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody went down on the side of Team Optic. They have multiple mechs that are heavily damaged, but their push did end up working. They pulled it off, didn't even lose anyone.
Yeah.
Those mechs are heavily wounded, and they were more set up for
Beta is
range.
controlled by the enemy.
Nicely done. Well played.
Yeah. It was I don't know. I personally like artillery strikes because I feel like it's a denial of area versus an airstrike where it's just concentrated damage. But I kind of wonder, like, they were just one real place strike from killing probably 3 of the mechs on Sky Range of Tierra with all those cherry red CTs.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm the UAV that went up from whichever player it was, Lunar Storm, I believe, launched this UAV that's still showing on the mini map, even though it's long gone, I believe. But that UAV was launched a little bit late, and they were looking the wrong way when they got pushed. If they had that UAV a little bit earlier, maybe they could have picked up, a big double tap on somebody's CT as they come around the corner, get that kill. Probably not get a second one, but looking at how low everyone on Skyrim of Terra are, I'm just a little bit surprised none of these mechs ended up going down there in that final push. Ammo counts, I'm checking them right now as we have some time. Looks like everyone's got pretty healthy ammo counts. Papa Spud, having lost a side torso, has a low ammo count, but everyone else is still well equipped for a battle in terms of ammo, not necessarily in terms of armor. 37% on their low mech to 69% on their healthiest mech. That is,
The enemy has capped enough resources.
damage totals are going to look impressive on both teams.
Got a lot of that good sportsmanship showing up.
Yep. Most players in the MechWarrior Online competitive community are friendly folk, from my limited experience.
So,
The damage numbers up on the screen.
like I mentioned earlier, it was it's one of the rare communities that you can run, and basically run into, and you don't end up with all sorts of people throwing out racist terms in chat and da 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 da. Everybody seems to be just
Well,
it's not Call of Duty.
I'm going to go through damage numbers here quick. So top damage in the match, actually, the two highest players are on Raptor Talons side. Lunar Storm with 724, Crazy Motorbiker with 750, and then Saint Dane with 640 damage as well. Spiderfoot 5 at 400 damage, a little bit lower. And Saint Dane actually did 6014 damage, so I'm assuming that was a strike. That might be the highest team damage of the evening here. But basically that was a 5v4 in the favor of Team Optic, as the Blood Asp for Raptor Talons got caught out early and only did 130 damage before they went down. So that's kind of where the missing damage is on Raptor Talons. For Sky Rangers of Terra or Team Optic, top damage was coming out of Papa Spud with 700 damage, Serve Erroneous with 600 damage, and a couple players with the 550, just under 600, and then 400 off the Kodiak at the bottom of the pile. So Raptor Talons, their direwolves actually did manage to put out the damage. It just wasn't focused enough. like looking at the percentages, it's good armor rotation off of Skyrange Zatera, and you have slow mechs. You can pull one back, put another forward as you're making that slow crawl push with your DACA push. It's not a fast brawl where everyone's in there all at once. You're kind of just slowly advancing at corners, trading a mech in and out. So well played from them in terms of rotating armor, but also Raptor Talons, if they could have landed, maybe had the initiative themselves while pushing, you can easier pick out a target, make sure that you're picking up kills, not just getting everyone on the opposing team low. But losing the Blood Asp is probably what the biggest issue was there. Got out a little bit too far ahead and got picked. Okay, so one last thing I want to point out here is that from my calculations, Team Optic picked up 53 points to go with their previous 93. That should be putting them at 146 points at the end of this. And Raptor Talons picked up 30 points by my calculation to go with their 121. So that would put them to 156. So both these teams are going to be neck and neck coming into the final weeks here, but Raptor Talons still has a slight edge. Team Optic did manage to close that gap significantly, so well done on Team Optic's side.
Well played by all.
I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up here. It's been Therax doing the cast with Trout joining me here.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Trout's got a a Twitch channel here where they're doing some casting yet too. So you can go ahead and give a follow to. Are you called the Trout on Twitch?
His Troutness.
His Troutness. Okay. Yeah. Keep an eye out for future casts from the Trout. I'm planning to come back in. How many hours is that from now? Something like 14 hours or something from now. I'm gonna try to do another cast. Probably same channel, same MWO Leagues channel. I guess hit a follow, keep an eye out for that. Thank you, Trout, for joining me on the cast. Thank you, teams, for allowing us to cast. Trying to squeeze in as many casts as we can here for as many teams as possible. And thank you, viewers, for showing up and supporting everyone here.
Yeah. And if you would like to volunteer or get involved in some competitive play yourself, please make sure you check out the MWO Comp Discord. You'll find lots of friendly folk and friendly teams, always looking to recruit new people and train them the best they can. So there's a wide variety of attitudes amongst the team. There are some people like the Sabres, not to plug my own team, but I'm going to plug my own team. So where it's mostly all about, let's just go in and have fun and, screw around and do crazy things and see what we can figure out and learn and grow. And then there are other teams that are very, very competition focused, and there's everything in between. So you can come in and find your group and get to playing some fun comp stuff.
Yep. Oh, definitely check out the MWO Comp Discord. There's going to be links various places on the internet. You can probably find those yourselves. But that's it. I'm going to end the stream here. So I think that's it. Anything else to say?
Good night.
Sure. Good night.